Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to send additional parameters along with useFormState in NextJS for server actions. So basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is, so here you can see I have one form. It is a very simple form. I will submit some data on this particular form. But what if along with this form data, so here it is taking only one input, right? Suppose I want the ID of something like this. Suppose if the page URL has some ID inside it, along with this form data I want to pass that ID to my server action as well. How to do that? So I will be talking about this. So the output is pretty simple. Even though this is a server action, basically we submit data to our database, but what I am doing is that I am basically calling this API to get this particular title data. You should not fetch data from server action. You should typically send data, but given that I don't have any server, that's why I'm fetching data. But hopefully you get the point. So suppose if I don't type anything inside this and I click on submit, I get an enter valid name message because I haven't entered anything inside this text box. Also, once I click on submit, along with the name I'm also passing the ID. So in the ID is actually this particular ID one which you see in this URL. Okay, suppose, so I'll just type some garbage name. Okay, I'm not really using this name, but I have added the name validation as well, just so that you know how to get that particular name field as well, in case if you want to, or most probably you want to send it to your API. So yeah, that's why. And I will click on submit. Here you can see for just for a second, given that the API response was very quick, you might have not seen it, but I do get a loading indicator as well. I'll quickly refresh it and I'll just enter something, and here you can see, you might have been able to see that I get a loading indicator. I mean, I'm not displaying a progress bar as such. I'm just displaying a text called loading whenever I submit some data, because the API call will take a little bit of time. So here you can see that's what I'm doing over here. So let's see how to implement this. So I have just created a basic Next.js application, and the first thing which you have to do is inside your page.tsx you have to mark it with use client. Now you can mark your inner children of your page as well with use client, but that is not necessary if the top level component is itself is use client. Also, some of you might not be comfortable marking this page.tsx as use client, but you can mark the inner child as use client. Then you will have to write all this code inside your inner child. So it's up to you how you want to keep your code. Okay, so first what I am doing is that I have created a server action. So I'll just show you that. So this is the response I get from the API, right? I'll come back to this. So basically what this message is, suppose like I shown it to you, if the user does not enter some name, right? I want to get a message that enter a valid name. If the user enters a valid name, I'm getting this only title data and I'm sending it back to the user. That's why I have created this message variable, message as a type of string. So this is my server action. Also make sure you create your server action inside the actions folder inside src, and you also have to add this particular thing, use server. Then here you can see it takes an ID. The ID I have hard coded it inside my code, but in your case the ID can be coming from anywhere. Maybe it is from the profile settings of a user or from the page URL itself. So it's up to you. Then here is our create menu category schema, which is the message itself, and this is the form data. Form data is basically all the form fields which you have. So in my case I only have name. So here you can see this is how I'm getting the name, and I'm just checking if it is not equal to string, or if the length is less than 0, then return this particular message. Then here it will stop. If it is valid, then we are just making this API call. Here you can see I'm sending the ID, and if response is not equal to okay, throw an error. If response is okay, then we will get the to do, and I'm assigning the title to our message. Hopefully you have got this point till now. Then inside page.tsx, firstly, given that we are appending some extra data apart from the form data, we have to use this particular bind syntax. So you will have to firstly import your action, server action. I have imported dot bind. First parameter is null. I don't know what the first parameter is, but it is always null. And then you can pass your ID over here, and I have named it as update action. Then inside useFormState I have passed our update action, and here you can see I am passing this particular message. So this is form state is from useFormState, hook is from React DOM, so make sure you import that as well. And here if you see my HTML, I have just taken a form tag. I'm passing our action to it. There is one input, there is one button, and here I am displaying one h1, and this is my loading indicator. Now you can't directly create the loading. So if you see my my loading.tsx, it is just an h1 tag, right? But you can't really write this h1 tag inside page.tsx. You have to create a separate React component, because we want to use this useFormState hook. You can't directly use this useFormState hook in the parent itself. So that's the, I think, a little bit of confusing part of Next.js. But here you can see if it is pending, then I'm just displaying this my loading text, otherwise I'm just displaying an empty text. So yeah, that's how you can send additional data. One more thing which I want to show it to you, like I couldn't really figure it out. Suppose apart from, I want to keep this message only for error stuff. So suppose if the user does not enter his name, then this message will come. I also was trying to add more variables to this. So suppose if I add something like data, so here I am getting error because in server actions I have added that data, right? So suppose if I add data over here as well, still I get this error. I don't know why, like what exactly is this. Like I have added everything, data is declared here, yeah, but data is declared there here as well, and here I am passing our interface. I couldn't really figure it out. If you know, do let me know in the comments why we are getting this particular issue, or why I am getting this particular issue, because just using this one alone variable could be cumbersome for few people, in case if you are sending different data back. So yeah, okay, just a second, let me quickly try it. What if I do something like this? No, it won't work. I don't think it will work. No, it is not working. Yeah, so I don't know what the issue is. In case if you know what's the issue is, do let me know in the comments. So I'll just move this back to message, and hopefully all errors are resolved. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.